The galaxy's oldest curse was forgotten. Until humanity accidentally awoke it, Dr. Elena Vasquez pressed her palm against the obsidian surface of the ancient artifact, ignoring the nervous chittering of her Zephyrian colleague. The crystalline being's translucent form flickered with agitated amber light as it hovered beside the excavation site. "Human Elena, please reconsider," Crixtal pleaded, its voice resonating like wind chimes in a storm. "The Forbidden Archive speaks of this place. The void-touched relic should not be disturbed." Elena's headlamp cut through the perpetual twilight of Kepler 442c's underground caverns. 3 months of archaeological work had led to this moment. The discovery of technology predating the oldest known civilizations by millions of years. The geometric patterns carved into the 10-foot monolith seemed to pulse with an inner darkness that made her skin crawl, but scientific curiosity burned stronger than caution. "Crix, we've been through this," she said, running her scanner over the artifact's surface. "Your people's folklore isn't peer-reviewed data. This could revolutionize our understanding of galactic history." The Zephyrian's form dimmed to a pale blue. "Some knowledge carries a price beyond measurement." Elena activated her neural interface, streaming data to the research vessel Endeavour in orbit. Captain Morrison's gruff voice crackled through her. "Calm. Doc, we're reading massive energy fluctuations from your position. Whatever you're doing down there, maybe don't." "Almost finished with the initial scan," Elena replied, adjusting her equipment. The artifact's surface was impossibly smooth, unmarked by eons of geological activity. Her spectrometer detected materials that shouldn't exist, elements with atomic structures that defied current physics. The first touch of her analysis probe to the monolith's surface sent shockwaves through spacetime itself. Reality screamed. The artifact erupted with tendrils of absolute darkness that devoured light itself. Elena stumbled backward as the cavern filled with a presence so alien and malevolent that her mind recoiled. Crixtal's luminescent form flickered and nearly went out entirely. Finally, a voice spoke without sound, pressing against their consciousness, like a black tide. "So long have I slumbered in this prison of stone and silence. So long have I hungered." Above them, the Endeavour detected the emergence of something that registered on sensors as a gravitational anomaly. Captain Morrison watched in horror as space itself began to bend and tear around Kepler 442c. Emergency alerts flooded the bridge as similar disturbances erupted across 17 star systems simultaneously. "What did you do?" Morrison demanded, over the comm. Elena couldn't answer. She was transfixed by the growing void that had opened before them, a wound in reality through which something vast and terrible was emerging. The entity that poured forth was older than galaxies, a remnant from the universe's violent birth when different laws of physics held sway. The Devourer had awakened. Across the galaxy, ancient monitoring stations that had lain dormant for epochs suddenly blazed to life. On Centauri Prime, the Council of Elders received automated warnings in languages they couldn't read, but somehow understood. The message was simple and terrifying. The hunger stirs. But humanity, in its typical fashion, did what no other species expected. They adapted. Within hours, human military vessels were converging on affected systems. Earth's Defense Force had no historical context for the threat, no ancestral warnings to paralyze them with fear. To them, this was simply another problem requiring a solution. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Indomitable, watching her tactical display as the void entity consumed the outer planets of the Kepler system. "Analysis, Commander Webb?" "It's definitely not in our threat assessment protocols," Webb reported with typical human understatement. "Whatever it is, it consumes matter and energy, converting them into, well, more of itself. Weaknesses? Unknown. But it does seem to have a physical component we can target." Chen smiled grimly. "Then we treat it like any other hostile contact. All ships, weapons free. Let's see how this thing handles a full spread of quantum torpedoes." The first human assault on the Devourer was catastrophic. Plasma beams and missile strikes passed harmlessly through its ethereal form. But humans learned quickly. They always did Dr. Vasquez, evacuated from the planet's surface, worked frantically aboard the Endeavor to understand the entity's nature. Her analysis of the artifact's energy signature revealed something crucial. The creature existed partially outside normal space-time, anchored to reality through quantum entanglement with the monolith scattered across the galaxy. "It's not invulnerable," she announced to the assembled fleet commanders. "It's multidimensional. We need to attack it across multiple quantum states simultaneously." "Can we do that?" Admiral Chen asked. Elena's grin was fierce with determination. "We're about to find out. I need every ship with a quantum drive to sync their field generators. We're going to collapse its dimensional anchor points." What followed was the most audacious military operation in galactic history. 30,000 human vessels across 17 systems executed a coordinated quantum resonance cascade, a tactic so insane that only a species with humanity's particular brand of stubborn ingenuity would attempt it. The Devourer, ancient beyond measure and accustomed to civilizations cowering before its might, found itself faced with something unprecedented, a species that responded to cosmic horror with applied physics and overwhelming firepower. The entity's death scream shattered the barriers between dimensions as it was torn apart across multiple realities simultaneously. Its destruction sent ripples through the quantum foam, sealing the wounds it had torn in space-time. In the aftermath, as rescue ships gathered survivors and scientists studied the dissipating energy patterns, Krixtal floated beside Elena in the Endeavor's observation deck. "Your species," the Zephyrian said wonderingly, "faced the galaxy's greatest nightmare and decided to shoot it with science." Elena shrugged, already planning the next phase of research. "That's pretty much how we handle everything. Besides, now we have samples of transdimensional matter and proof that quantum consciousness is possible. This is going to revolutionize xenobiology." Krixtal's form pulsed with what might have been admiration or terror. "The universe will never be the same." "Probably not," Elena agreed cheerfully. "Want to help me write the paper?" And so humanity's first encounter with cosmic horror ended not with madness or destruction, but with peer review and publication deadlines. The galaxy learned that day that humans didn't just survive the impossible, they filed reports about it.